tanga presidente surang junior mo mokler dial press conference lagi ang why gel bakit tokol ba mo ulang ulamang lungo bodong tira pastor palakusan Dario bol kitang lungo edel al tutaw
okay gawado lulu Psalm 117 Masel verse 1 right verse 80 at chapter 8 118 Aserogul bulu morang si aruba matingi erogul bulu Klo abal kilan udur git diaglo masim apla reng ra rubak mulmul diaga ulo bangalen moreng asule la rubak lengungin abal tigreng rengi adiaga ulo bangalen ubul dos sarayang lagi mir madam al tutau malol dang sagaman mereng asule mara press conference sa aban mamu rengi al tutau Lubang saw yakop kelara lunyolem mabal tigreng rkau lum tebe ele mangolwol le mangtigai grabulumam man masaw ra presidente rumam kabinet rengi malat keloru langidil ngarang itu marang kumasya lum sereng rkau ngarbabra rogul lum srablul al magi mo lol tu rkau rogul toy yoni te dam dios kumasya gibom uli tel press conference ngararul imam Bomong tigai ge bomorer se muspak tabe kuldas maring al tutau irogul toil momsada el al sil el al tuta dam dios pol moreng sra rogul adan mom tabe el al swir marandir mudhe qasa toy rabulumam awil klawad e wil salad ngarang mamma orong sam imudo si chalta ngarwil imam lo baklaw mrang e diri dam dios qase bon mu qallang klem e bon modang sang klem regi rogul ung decisions Mukat mok legel otob alela belumam ubrerin. Mereka sulim di bloel ngarang pela Yesus Kristus osabalam. Amin.
Zia teman berang sulela Pastor Sandorio potro de mutertel orang sulela rubah kal Dios. Malam wila Thanksgiving ma family there arbe class telang artel silsea Umrah asing all gira del thankful. A lot of times all the ungrateful, but we should always focus on the positive. So, otro ule mutel tel bodo susray bedur maraklay marubul belau ilong ebiraklay marmasil belau President Baules marugul senators speaker ganay marugul delegates governors lators marbek other belau kanara ablurang ayangan mor hotcharigi ma ngaray kre rablur belau dirigal to bas susuri del mora justices chief justice ni ray galau mor justices cabinet ngartelo bangyet minister Tutu minister Victor minister Obia ma special advisor Chengins pero ngartia chief of staff ida malso do tel emrenga sula media lo bangyet malungil tuta la korga Mr. Clay Mr. Yama ma diregal Mr. Soladao. So nadilungir to kora di update tergit. Ako sila ako tel kora ngara rende rado kasi katigir ligera yo sang ang. Well Jennifer ako na kasi kada damla amesar other all bill finally. And we have to be thankful as tamla pasra budget. Hindi sila pasra budget ten magi den ukira dalo amesri. Diriabon mereka ureret. A process agot sera July 15 osem lo iche e godul July 8 qadam sandra budget telmo finally elal December 3 emno se other receiver mre asula other all bill finally that they passed it di gidam denyo la segal budget tawaise ngare akhlaqaro sura between both houses Madri kalau nari look present dan mergi dan moni akhlak harus raud daswet. Mang betul angar alsela budget kita not necessarily we agree with. Di crowd tu terla se magrada kat makliya yo sanga malseel marael mar other belal si los peri egid dongat mokla yel bebira gira dal adadur alsen. There's one item within the budget Algumra lo say we cannot move forward on. So we will tell Allah saying you refer a budget el bagal el mor ol bira galulaw. Dimla tutak kolora President Senate ma speaker informer til was say everything else as low girel. Diesel one al dekal se kut maklia tia if we pass it as is in matamal laurior asel el section masada grant. Sel proposal sel tiang awal da se every grant mo approving all bira kalulaw. Yadal mo explain sa grant mo ang natetelen. Ako truly kita apply aiga nges or other outside el mergid el tira di se do aset ko ngelo meskidan dia. Esel la meskidan yadal tau. For example, tukar other ngar hospital el alsils ngar federal grant el urior. Tukar other ngar education el under a federal grant. Tukar ngar kakaroon sa agency under a federal grant. Aiga nga dekatil tema la budget tel May. It's sel wall approve sel grant in May. All the procedure for the last 40 years are mal simple. Ngaria simple language lo say Igel grant are approved as the authorized and appropriated. Igit amdeng sa ngaria process ergid ngaria quarterly report that shows the grants, ngaria audit report that shows the grants. Mang kada only understanding or other obligations lo say it's not about avoiding transparency. Transparency ngari because they're in the audit reports and they're in their financial quarterly reports already. We don't need to create other abebira ngar alsel tial budget bill el mowal luulang o makyo dar range sumalo binguriol girel makatmok liga other beno. Ligidam dange tialag etriga girel di session all the time the approval grant it has to go through both houses. Whether by law or by resolution, it's still just think about the process. Di want budget billing, bring it up passing. So, for example, may grant the Memrura school, we could wait for them for 1 year in Memrura school. We cannot wait. Rura again magtmak at suma issue umitel because a grant process kadamlu sa moringel adal lolita gesori ang yam skida grant mugut mutle. Maria grant tell me, I say, you have to spend it within 90 days. If you don't spend it, we lose it. Kita dito ngira process el teal el mergid other belau el delusni. Mang godolitra olbira golulaw kasi we can give you the reporting you need, but say the process and request ringi sige da tribal opting ele da kalse adligang mo refer a bill back and mo restore said original language and for the last 4 years ang sila iga rogul budget bill. Okay? Saya mo unti den mortir mo. Did just as an update kita urdu clear budget ten mo albira kululaw the request budget 152 million. The sender version or till mail mla authorized 156 million, appropriate 153 million. Of course, nga 15 days the passer pertialla di wayol gulukoy. Akmalo mamralo ase kidam denge rogui ase kadamla ay serada rablu lo ase alchum de budget trigid by next Friday. Itrigid adal mirror next Friday. Awalo urol di free. Di 72 hours abulu do dri ase 80 hours asker team to di free mong seguida de kalso adal morning. Ya un dura speaker ma presenta la senator era tutta to ase kamal December referral May and the clue agi overall girel. So hopefully say the mare the guy gets the differences sergid and maybe the clue I hope kaltmok marang ron muda mi irtir server magla session acting al sa seguida agoron tider ne se other bela dar yel subaran dir ngiril makton dir lo sa gadorol bring it good maklim maldim le Jesus agi start analyze review get ready then they also mama rather blue login. So it was less than an hour ago I received an official transmittal albira kalula mail gira la budget and we'll give them a response this afternoon. No abang within agi malas mo as well only tilo as low session raktu either to accept or to reject, but at least we need to have a process. So, siguro the update kita to our budget. We have to be thankful Jennifer kasi malapas. But it's not that. And we also have to be reminded kasi donito kasi nakatidi-repeat. Process ra budget am lagi din momre kala September. Di mo nakaliya digam sa atin. But anyway, this lesson learned, and let's work together next year to improve our process. Diri also otherwise kasi Angel Ambassador Shaban and Mirabalur Beda. Ambassador Hiro Yuki Orikasa Amomrael. Of now Amrek said Temen Rabalur Beda. And so then we tell on the radio and really take this opportunity to say farewell to Ambassador Orikasa. He will be leaving us, I believe, December 11. And thank him. In Palawan, we say Sulang, but in Japanese, we say Tomo arigato gozaimasu. Really for his long-standing partnership. Ambassador Orikasa is, I think, the hardest working ambassador. Always busy, always going around trying to talk to the people, trying to understand the issues, and trying to solve problems. And I think what we've seen in the last 3.5 years in Lobangyan, so many things happen. One, we just saw the completion of the transmission lines, which initially there wasn't enough money to complete. So Ambassador went back to Japan and said, give them more money, let's finish it. We know Ambassador Orikasa, same thing with the Minatobasi Bridge. When they first proposed it, there were certain culverts that weren't going to be done. He went back, asked them, please, let's make sure it's inclusive of those other culverts. He also has been instrumental in getting schools upgraded. So I think we started with Ngartpao was the first that was upgraded and air conditioned. But we have Miyun's cafeteria that's been finished. We have Angaro that's under construction. So Japan has been working hard in also upgrading our educational system, and we are grateful. We also know, Wasim, there's a lot of projects that are pending and in process. One of them is the new OTEC facility in Malgayo. We already have the experimental farm. Hopefully by next year, we will have the actual experimental installation of the pipe going down to the deep to collect the water. And we're excited about that because of the potential that OTEC brings to not only providing power, also water, agriculture, and aquaculture. So a big project for the state of Mulgayog, and we're grateful to the state of Mulgayog for partnering with JIGA and of course, national government to see this become a reality. And we are also have seen that during Ambassador Orikasa's time, I think our relations with Japan have only been enhanced. I mean, I've, of course, been to see the ambassador, not ambassador, emperor twice. We've had numerous summits with the prime ministers. From Prime Minister Kishida, I think there was 5. We had 2 with Iwaya. And of course, we're looking forward to continuing that with the new Prime Minister Sanae. Takaichi, Prime Minister Takaichi. So we really want to thank Ambassador Orikasa for his vision, and I think his commitment and his dedication to really further bring our countries closer together. And I think the highlight, Mr. Klaya said, direct flights from Narita to Palau. That is truly the bridge in the sky. So we have the Japan-Palau Friendship Bridge, and that's now the Japan-Palau Friendship Flight. And the good news is that on average, since it started, it's had over 100 passengers. So we're excited about that because I think United, that's really a team effort United's dedication to having 2 flights a week, all our partners, PIAC, PPR, and Donkey, including the partners of PIAC in Japan, the Palau International, the JATCO and the other companies, and also the Japan Embassy having a dedicated JICA person that's helping with tourism promotion. So while I was in Japan launching the flights, there was numerous interviews that they arranged that we could engage and try to further enhance our tourism product in Palau. So we should be very thankful, because in a lot of places, example, our neighbors to the north, tourism is declining, and we have positive growth. So we really need to be thankful. And so on behalf of the people of Palau, Ambassador Oricasa, thank you. Domo arigatou gozaimasu, really for your tenure, and you have been the bridge to bring Palau and Japan closer together. So we wish you the best on your continued journeys, and we hope to see you back in Palau many times more in the future. So, Viragal Southern Keltel, ribbon cutting last week that we had the opportunity to attend, and we want to take this opportunity Her Excellency Ambassador Jessica Lee and the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan. We know that sometimes the ribbon cut, so we need to get caught up. But there was 15 project last week. Water line, dengue, and I think the most exciting improvements in the school. One of them school ambience, and the last thing to be finished was the road in Mora campus. The school ambience now has a new gym, a new cafeteria. Replace el engarrasment el moram de la school. So it's been transformational. It's like a new school. It is truly a new school. Probably they have the best facilities, and they can say kadito ramda tuang letia uranda. So silo yakura amda la school ngara swimming. El sorel muse at the muse ang school amyun sa mal. They tells il di malam yadala mo. But it didn't just stop there. Ayimlora skura heris, maskura apply school. Lirega legal batokol. Ako for example amin sarang aramo ko totang almura classroom leng man ploigel delul. Namodiak. Same thing ra heris. Namodiak ay delul ma ahogori in mura classroom ma pala high school. And we want to important sel rungula da se a school agirel gotrungil facilitir al la community, and I think we're getting there, special advisor. And of course we still have more school projects. Ida Elementary is going to get a new school. Hopefully that will be going out to bid very soon. And then of course in SR the Spodal school is a project that's in progress. And I believe, is it all schools in Palau now all have air conditioning? Almost.
All classrooms.
Yeah. So we're almost 100% school air conditioning. So school, the environment for learning amman na improve. Of course, the budget the mutal lotra clear almost the bakal mara 72 hour 10% increase in regular sense the minus ni say the lase ela sel the passer sign tel lara hopefully klugo mo clone sense lo ase mendial dil classroom adong mokla de siange maududu mangilas ele you also deserve the best. And kadomara say it shouldn't stop there, kada continue lo role girel. It's a team effort. Ndika dil building magal marsensei mat part of the equation. Adi mo lah matera lang our parents agir mamru lang alir. Tiga dia kalang la republic tengah lagi atau makado mamru lagi lang alir lagi. But you know kada malimre nga sula la government ma other ablura Republic of China and Taiwan raigel الناس ورتين مرا أبلور بيلام كذا أبي مترتي الله أبي أبنا أولان مقام وغيره غيره مقوي البري غير تمرتي غير مينستر مدخل سالك مغال دون دو
President Mariklat, Silman Megor Aklo question na kami kirel tayo del aire mara budget ta tam na smoothie. Kamlo mention regal el projects el blame ribbon cutting at tam regal el week 2 last 2 weeks. Maklo luro ramarul maybe this question amora minister obi angal tela total value regay del project sel blom blam blada katmok regay del ne rai lama ani ako ra ama tarinya no
well sulang hele hindi sebagai kurang was in millions and hindi ako ba exact al figure sebagai sharing it was sebagai no sharing it I can say it was in millions.
I can stimulus contra 2024 alo bang ngari SL I can continue 2023.
Yeah, malonita se next time ngari galwe bon karing bolsi la media dira lo am el visit. Le mal ngari project sign ngari more information will give other CIP ser ki ngari gel el basho. But malungi la garim some of them were Mura 2021. And they need to be completed. So we're glad to complete them. Some of them were 2024, some of them were 2022. One of the things that we're trying to work hard with all the contractors, just for example, I like the prison. It's behind schedule, contractor is not. So that's one of the things that the CIP is really working with all the contractors that get up to date regal project. And they've been dragging. There will be projects that we're cutting in 2021. And there's still some pending. So, for example, we've never had a ribbon cutting at a jail, and that's been going on for a very long time. The sharing cell right I'm league, even though the ribbon cutting again lasted 2 phase, the kida may sa seral sel bodo tu tanga ramal talat al momtengan ma ngara abalul may basically more said ribbon cutting until the nam it. And that involved, that's why in the report it says 25,000 feet of road. Di sel wong ilais ay maligre lang ablu ramong ami maldi the harassment all the way mura state building masku. And we're looking forward to sell happen and mura ay yel restra ablu ra ay malig including amador ma dire ambiang Mailewi. And then they get the block state and they get island, island, and that's SR. Mangat pang. Makmal arte sa mal note de ngari auron marari lang, but we need to finish them. They need to be connected. Ma bluro oigul mangasang. Wal last drill the major connections and more Zablu, and then of course so a goal say minister a year 2028 that's the goal. So next year we had a lot to do with the mini games. This year ribbon cut priority mini games para but kailangan sa focus aral lang mini games. Well, there's PIF next year mo PIF but hopefully already to facilities.
Hindi ako sulang Mr. President NCLCL may follow up pa rin sel update to kung kami target na December so we want to update on that. Actually, kung na-mention na siya media should be present trigel ribbon cutting ti aska obi ang lasya next time may notice my invitation. It's nice to a president Facebook page mal updated so we can just get information from there. Okay, menti say kita follow up rin nga di say kita wasi mang ngara o singil kita la completion at talbi la kalbuso which is kada may kita continuing incidents na abli la kalbuso due to overcrowding.
No, so one of the major things in that magil sel dengue mo connect travel kalbus. And so we got the grant approved for Luram Regal, a PUC here in Mokri. So that probably will be our last thing to do. The building is almost there. It's almost finished. So yeah. So we should be there sometime early next year. I don't think December 31st. Let's not say December 31st.
Atitara question ka maybe mora Minister Victor koradir kamlatal kap tori ra Brazil may ngara kora understanding kita sing yal next cup ada kalborin nila Australia which is supposed to be a Pacific Cup. Ngara kora adules el omules el was positive el seb el me towes la sela Palau o mesra Wayablura Solomon Island yung namoring project tira loss and damage. Is this something seb edalo mesengin ko kira next year maybe the program sa kita ada Palau al ubeng can you give me
Sulara manuel question nila kaptori gora malmle pitukal kap almost yung modega agreement ada malmle diakal happy with the outcome negotiations malmle meringin but at the end and sab edel lo mesalo say there were some progress particularly seldasen tripling ra climate finance siya malulum to niya European Union but in the end the mga sulit no sobre lora kongel lo ya sige the language tripling of adaptation finance diregal taras udalo mesringa kwaseng ngariya mlara sideline no mesalo setial process will fail kada mesalo sa sel ngariya attack on the science of climate change ma-attack on multilateralism. So siya believe that trial kora kasi we need to keep that protected. Let's say even though the conceptual UNFCCC process is not a perfect process, it's the only process a small island developing states. And sa edel mong masada vulnerability rigid manits rigid. Sel walakseng lamodya ka avenue rigid masada rigid. So at all cost we were trying to protect the process. Madingal wasing Cup ada kadil endra Cup 30, ngariya Cup 31, Cup 32, Cup 33, Cup 34, malmol material process. So Cup 31 na while hindi kalboringira Australia, moringira Turkey, Australia may maintain some level of influence within the process. Australia mo hold themselves as president of negotiation. Australia ma Pacific continued influence lo sa atsendang mawangara mo ongara arsel drafting ra sel final text ra Cup 31 so while ang diakal mera Pacific tel meeting hindi nga influence ra Pacific ma Australia arsel to ni sel daseng pre-cup mera Pacific hopefully sa belal mo o mesalo sing sa edel hostra a pick up belur belaw tarigel gora lilar al sel agreement takwasing self pick up mo focus ra kasi kada mo also about the more self Pacific resilience facility of course ang ngitial loss and damage financing facility settle give complicated the process for us to access. although the tagi the Pacific Resilience Facility, mobile tagi the access lang it's in our own terms or other Pacific. Having said that, then we have access and more climate finance, mga CCF, mga loss and damage. Sel challenge sel gida face ringa other vela kasi gigare capacity rigid. Climate change office rigid amal gigare. Ulmatara adolingit ringir olvila kasi gire del enhance igal ministries. Gire del lo ngariak cloud dirar ad mga mo malara more capable other me. And that's the only way sa the access of those. Hopefully, maral sa the mubtisal language ng al seltial proposed FY26 el budget ko sa rogul grant sa bol approve olvira kalulaw. Le some of this incentive for us to look for money. Len dakal sa the mga mawdo del may mingir olvira kalulal approve. Lalakal approve yung matamal isedel na mo apply raw do del may dakal implement. So there's a long-term impact ra maklol risk ra sige del language lang ra budget. Lang dakal sa the mga grant del may makadam lakwasen gina implement ra klong yas. Mingir olvira kwaseng amos approve ngir oy ngara. Mong bebir language wala intent ringal awngil hindi ngani impact ringil mora ability rigid el continue secure though the lolong sera blur belara tora climate adaptation and all time ngari nga timra sprep ma consultant ngar belal tumler sera Monday mrura final assessment el mrura sel concept el mora adaptation fund sabi that apply up to $25 million el mo mrura sel school rabable daw. So hopefully by the end of this month, namos il nodoro clear concept note more adaptation fund, and then we'll get a submit a proposal by October. El adaptation board am approve ringin mo sub el start already la school. Nagigida bebir immediate el ngesol gida sub edlo mesra October climate change. While kada continue build ra capacity gida mo sub edel access a loss and damage macro climate fund require gid nga nga data gid kasi ngaram kada kasi nga loss and damage gid. Of course kada mesra madat di sel dorura proposal mong require data sila kada itang bring gid justify so we're working on those loss cigarette partners help gid raway gid rurior.
Ati last question ng kalikor ka Victor di follow up per se kora bring it up to mora local level sel project food security team tel what taro seedling program Bureau of Agriculture el funded through ADB sing sing endre lara ngari ul teswela a ministry malibang government tel continue no ngosora tel farmers man tel other bela mol el marulay kal si ultra mora government
may sel taro ADB funded taro project awal ender el arak. So we're in the final stages of implementation. Sel taro mill giren mo sel luldas ako sa giren mo privately operated. So nga rin ora RFP loru rin project ang latabadil solicit waseng nga rin individual adal ubang alaad ubang kumbalil sabihin mo operator facility. Kadang-kadang dire kalwasya okrulil igal dalom la require yeso madamla mulia subsidy ra tora koyas manangani adal sorry lom ara koyas emla moringa subsidized el koyas el doltra officer gidra BOR ang SR selmo kasi kadom aranggal taro hopefully sel privatize sel facility ingegid ang adal mo operate ang mo aranggal taro ar adra sales mandiakal stop project segid agora sustainability plan alwasing it has to be a money making activity lelagang dal sa governmental continue subsidize ra program hindi ako dito la government mereng asulel government lo asing serado mo ra 2021 budget ra ministry dimle 1.3 million la mesra proposal budget na mo 2.5 million mong na increase budget el mera ministry mla mo to ka program sel sab edel implement edrigal di kutal te alle go ay se mora media mar adra buat pasing mulmu sera Monday ya es el director Bureau of Agriculture amle start ang klela chodian ongli ramang saw gamle national consultant ra FAO es el national consultant ra FAO mle kloteme lo bongela Bureau of Agriculture mangame so isabel diagal besa lack understanding ngira ro malclo understanding ngira ro so fuling di mel statel implementa tokol project maria project gida ma FAO tirigan lang mo at least 1.2 million dollars sa momrura public private partnership agriculture project ra nekeng rang esar seludo da blal approve ringi magidi nga final stages ra sayang ababier emla identify terul other assets magiguk tirigal di mingila process ra paperwork ito mo sub ilo mo ay mo nga mo share sa malka imo share sa babi legal share sa require giral nga ringi malan mal dalom le sel dalom la help finance ra igal magulala la livestock kadamnero sa livestock ada kadil stat earn money siya agora approach do messenger passing kadamla mo umgaro la kalela blue takadi do umgaro la kalela damla mo gire do messenger sell commercial scale kadablo di ngar sell vasem subsistence mo sell approach do messenger passing la mo gire do commercialize diga commercialize sell dia kal tamela abalwath ma dia kal tamlia logalak la magigida agora urol gimo wadul gora help rat gora capacity building ra raat masyobay ma logalak lang sulang
ang malungil tutaw Victorio kang Mar Ministers ma COS gora suatel gora dio kere Victorio luase sel tial unified budget del bled passer ngem la duro clean mlay sel balpin ngem ra last week tilog del gire la government employees el momu ngara 72 hours effective ra December 1st which was ang Monday mang dia ka kora taital nga raal sila budget el sabari ar adara olbil lil sangal wasing sabari el backpay our employees el mo 80 hours rather than till 72 hours
Okay.
retroactor tir al ubseng mga ratetele
So, under a current rules ra budget, and the multiple vessel language. So it would have to be something that would be done later. Ulang marklo to trela the pasra budget on time. So the example or tell 72 hours, it would mean it was next week or Friday. Ikitam la sel Thursday ikitam la reach 72 sel Friday mla mo di order dita. So siya de kulo ase ala ka pasra budget by next Friday. Our sensei marowa won't be muda kaluto to sel Friday. Sige dala betrom so del mo ora adimo clear. So that's why damre asura lo olbi no sil pasani tiri de la sendri me damna communicate mora president la senate mas speaker lo ase ida concern jirgid mutrigi damna reassure gid lo ase to session aktu al suntung amabilia hopefully instead del regular selling pass ikata sana irakto. Sige da that's the goal. Of course, hopefully ikata sana irakto.
Sel language sel ngara al sel tial budget el gire la togora grants seng ngaringi legal al ubang constitutional requirement maul mat git maklilway say adang hukti policy ra olbil el mlos of sorry lolyat ya language el wase ay gel rogul grants abol require agangera olbil.
So technically, all bila kongi, kada alta. All these past years ito kongi lo ase kada apply esel dangay. Ikadol tau tulol tira kaya lenggel ada lo meski lenggel ama pase hindi ngin tiel to koy. I say now if the OIK had maybe another way of doing it, tiga ba agilid ba say magiging important el project riyong do siya. Present mosiga aldulele mosiga grant el fund daigan because that's the way the process works. Hindi ka blabo dong although the blala approving a donor el may igit diri about approving it doesn't make sense. Hindi leng giral di may kat implement ri leng nga timeline ri nga ri ato logro nga ri all of these processes remote transit. So hindi ka long to kara what malala daruri al time that's what we've been doing for the last 4 years.
Mang sabi wase presidential since kamlam nga adu era president ta senate mas speaker a house and promising alwaseng sabaril mo o mutal gut maklil mo ay ang aramong mang kautial wase hopefully klug and most of it yung session e pas ya sign.
No, tiamal simple. Let's just go ang aramo. Kita you know ay luluk lol dolngas ulit tel bila saman lo brother bergani amara. Di, pero kata understand that tigil senators el mal na insist tiya, hindi ka doni tetiro ase kahale bere muludu drara da dawrore. Hindi ka da due the speaking information el mospe ata continue loro. Agita and the reports are there. There's a quarterly report, there's an audit report. They can review them. So, tiya la idea artilo aseta mo every grant that tira mo appropriate does not make sense. Hindi cosa di lera process, e mo dapat sa implementary, esel gira dalawat talo kaya kaya kasi, nga what's the benefit mo na other bela? Yan mo ruling, nga gut mo clean mo na other bela, tiros pa ay ganis. Siya ba gira question that we have to ask. We already have a process. It's been working for the last 4 years. So let's continue.
Scheduled activities coming for the Christmas season.
Sulang walk naman tuton other week. To be a Christmas scheduler kid. Yes, ito ko ram na a partnership gid yang waklo banggela Ministry of Education. Ulan triblo kam lam yodol to the schedule lagi dir workout tagel ko ram gigarel details lang nganya exam week during between now ma Christmas. Daitay kita ko ay schedule lagi dir ko mamunta to lagi dele private schools mo hopefully by the end of el amaklo gi o sisibrogoy di daitay kita ko raldas mong motablo venue gid hotel venue gid amor ermul park ya ko traditionally kada mururi misal lagi rogul school guk ngara amawarir orio ramira ermul park igel guk ngara ngabalda wa to mesep mong mortiale vessel. Oh, sige na ko po sa matpang cultural center se mal de kabla operating integral project civil mention na president se mal ko raw nila alsel magalokol te se ragi bora ribbon cutting lem lek medal dartam ogi mil yang alam nar alsel dir kay kay se to mes na alsel mok medal eteng wal dart adat mo alsel mong sige na mo selong rule venue esel do mes ay gel dates ang umura December 9 till Tuesday na next week. Adilong nilak announce sa school yet, lagi di mo finalize kaya dal lobang school. Di ngomura December 9 ang siya ko telomo el morning ira Ermul Park. Mo ko kawatay mesel ko Wednesday December 10 ang marangat pang. Ko December 11 ang mera Ermul. El motor ko marangat pang sa Friday ra December 12.
Emrong skip on mo next week. Mo December 15 ma 16. Ege Monday ma Tuesday. Ege mo sinal di high schools. Kada makor omura next week ora Rogul Elementary School. Hopefully albornya kora te ale kada dire incorporate rangal karang ayangal ma. Ege bebira school ayol daw. Sige to kora time schedule and you'll get a more kumagay schedule within the next couple of days. So lang.
And just kind of following up to Minister Jenkins, so interim coming up, any new programs for the students and stuff? I know there's some, any new programs or anything for the students this interim coming season?
Obviously, yeah, we have, I'll just talk about one that's really going to be, the president mentioned the word transformational. This is going to be a transformational project at the high school level. For the first time, we are going to be offering advanced placement courses. We've already begun. Those 2 courses are underway right now. One is in AP Statistics, which is a math course, obviously, and the other is in AP English Language, which is a study of language presentation, reading, and all varieties of language. We're looking at the following year, 2 new courses that the AP is bringing up that fit exactly into what we were looking for our academies, for the juniors and seniors. One is a business administration focus on financial literacy courses. So when the students complete those courses, then the ideal would be based upon their examinations that they take at the end. They will be qualified for nationally recognized certification of financial literacy. And the other is computer cyber technology or cybersecurity, which are the second brand new course. Is beginning implementation by the AP next year, with the first testing being in spring of 27. So it fits right into what we were looking at. It's a big, huge help for us in terms of academic and teacher preparation. We've already had teachers undergoing training with the AP program for the 2 courses that are in offering right now. So that's one huge one. Beyond that, we're continuing the emphasis on reading in the elementary levels, and we have had incredible success with those programs based on the students having a full-time academic course in reading from grades kindergarten through 12.
President, there's a question nga ka table involve. Abamis na budget ra aigal American 5 pretty much the last 10 years. Yung maral morbap. Domis sa state budgets and basically in the last 10 years am ladabol. Domis sa aigal budget ilang rawa aigal ministries il dire kalman maral mo orbap. Domis sa population riki dem kukmal natrap. Dire kal domis sa klungela workforce ra kabalmente based ra last il reporting namo bilora 2000. Mga akbadingan saya ngaring isel process ra performance budget where ikal state may provide a report that til lobang kailangan budget requested. A question I was say kada tatlungela budget ma klungela population given al time ngaringi ako ra umsubol nam katmok malu ko do mesering ilwase lorar el almo in how efficient is it say for example lang kung number tel namasment tera ray maligorogin mamangami mang namo every weekend telboran master sering manamobot access and the niftaraklo cost regal government operations road maintenance before, and now it's not going to be there anymore. Adomisring nila say, tel budget temal morbab may gal budget state ngani ako ra usang ila government tulomis sila say how are they effectively implemented means legal ludo del mal benefit para legal community maybe changes. I mean ngara ko ra oseng you were saying del to ra performance budget ma lung elaw to lung tingila.
Yeah, sulang kita I get increase in number of state basically multira karselo singa sa klara la adana ok kita amdengelo sa state government tamle 425 minimum wage, I mean 350 and 425 $5 el adol tira kartian another 10% increase and mo 550 I say multo risegi de most real increase in number of state is to accommodate the more increase of the data. The mal important point was but what are they using the money for? I think tila mal ngarelel olbira kalula. In their oversight hearings, my process, and they should bring each state government in and ask them, lo say, ay ga ludaw, mga dospe, ngara mokte kanimang mo blakatak lamora drablo. You know, when I was chairman of Ways and Means a Senate, that's what I did. Ilang omra lo sa ududira ay ga ludaw del dospe, ududira drablo, magklaw tutira lang ra hearing edme edbolsil lo ay sira drablo because kita tangar tiya do sa other state hindi ka do dingi. Hindi basta tiya la other state mulbora a hearing and explain and mora olbina kalulaw which is everybody other below. Madreng symbol of the healing. Instead of tiya assume say oh maybe they're wasting the money. But do we really know? Well, the board through said right and process. So I think to me, say mal, say man maliw darin der other olbira kalulal by man girin mururi. So kada kaya ngayon because that's part of being accountable. Kada dirikan madayel wase kita umesa numbers we also know wase ang executive branch we're facing the same issue. Nasa clear araladro mo klabran na morbab. So we have to the salaries maklalo dos pe marala dengi maral ma all of those things also have gone up. So tarimay budget government tagiran marabran morabal tirak karin. Dekal si aldi alalak. So abay close to trela we do have the funding the mas migaw do man siya dala further. And I think that was a close debate tell the budget mo. If we recall, other Senate amle propose a cut budget. In the end, that may increase again. So good. For example, one of the things that I saw, they decide that we sell 480 and more 600 and more seniors. Malungin. Let's make sure that the help. But let's make sure we use it rightly to help the people that are most in need. And I think that's what we've done. Part track loan increase the budget rate. I get betokal besel social programs and kita mla omol and help rara. So, okay.
President takpora ang goramaran me holiday season makora di malat kertigal ibato ko longer government signer tial budget make sure wase powder lobentri ra leadership ra all bill wase make sure ito mong ubutise adang which is easier tial refer back matugut makli adang tial okmong ral to ko signer ni and all toy tial budget e komi mo uti ka tial to ra
The andal sa tsani I get red line gira the referring il mo iturulang alir.
ya hopefully ko tial lang mo
So ngare higel already kadam lamru line ara before mo to katal mal ra al time for example tial la algira minister that's an example ra higel kado dimlo mo aluga kitalla andi kaddi giniering. So I'm not namuda kadru taldi approve higel di kitalla ya ulu kadam mo gutmo tial da minister education higel the Minister of Finance because talmalala. So let's not break it and then say we want to fix it later. Let's do it right. So, we have time. Yes, maldi wana التقو مرة البيرة قالوا لا el afternoon naklu nsi pasring aksani naklu na omrek. Merklon na do sental Sunday, you want to get paid, everything is good. We enjoy our Christmas ela kada se bagarung.
Special Advisor Jenkins ang kamusta dalawa sa mo roll out ra curriculum financial literacy cyber security ngaya uta sura education mo roll out AI which is akra to AI.
Yeah, we're definitely studying that right now. That's an issue that has become under considerable study in the educational affairs, both benefits and problems. The other way, and we're looking at it, will be how to address it with the students. There are several plans. One would be beginning by teaching gaming projects with them. But again, we're looking for partners in this issue, and we've had good discussions this year with Ambassador Lee with Taiwan, and we hope to continue that with. We now have a sister school relationship, school in Japan, which is very much technologically savvy. So we're looking at trying to use electronics not only in the classroom, but electronics in the teaching structure, so that the teachers can be in different areas helping teach our students here and the students interacting in the same way.
Minister Iyer, bora mal boto ka noris rat ideal tokora utumra video mang kampora di update tergi telwaseng wangar tial lom ara utumra video bora kom disperse daw del morar our owners or oingarang it at sugo mang ngaring bliya ka blil el ngara kargaril auto dang mora ngwangara tetele mora escrow account tatang melmon melkomia ola until such time it kai get sera kargaril al sumin sub emel gora shares
dia kam sulang Jennifer meda Christmas sa mga serigidra o sel kerm gidamle aldadu ba president ma Marigela mlekan cluder tial aldadu wasing el al December auto da ginel mera blur vela se ya dirka change se abai Keluar mudurnya wasya Kongres Amerigel ma President Amerigel lagi lingiringi el al time ya Amerigel la mga dadu ora finance circuit el wasya polo duro crowd del May yang mo angara atletele la do receiver ngir bela mal bla tak la al dadu Miguel contract del play the sign ni kita matirgel land owners ora Ablura Blilio was at Sugumang Moringa Monday. Although the Amora escrow account, it did a get some on there till whether and through mediation, the elder dura the long lead, a little bit more agri. A syllable break, although the woman has better release and mora. They'll all time in the Alcebel May and entertainer. Tirigel adalo laba certificate at mil individual adal dekar adalom tortir tirigel mo maududir makotal maududir digel gabli matulungal kal kautok ay giril resolve ra amon dahil til dekal kondisyon ringira idil solba amon dahil til blok tak namal suma nga malay mga mabiktor am ne kaw monday esbedal adadu ewasik tiya gida blilelak blilet Medbing iwang another only that ngeri. It's another way to resolve it. Amay til lolo mo takrinya. Yung maklat kanya president ma idel ko involve ay galuroro asi. Walora la ungil dadu. Elakal marma benefit ra aklok tela kablilan tulungal ka egit pagisan mo kakot. Selpo da kakwat, ito ba yung tal ada mo benefit kita. That's in no way advice and more ang idil ata. Kaporati. Omesa. Teleta sa wel mahapin.
Eda itorio ya di last tal kadika ngani ar enlisted en ngara soldar en ma ngari ar ngalgel belal me soldar en na retire di torio sele custom protection border mangani ar bebil malungi la really masuga 6 figures el di albatol tales about 7 el ngalgel belaw tamlamer belaw unubigation mrael mlanya baby team los of aml adu mangani ar kuk team le message tamlos tap para National Development Bank of Palau trial mala housing loan lengwal gora trirur tatokorali sem los of inuali sektir margukti los of ilot tabdia clear and city el ngarang clear ready malara loan di labora NDBP tadilulwaseng di al saparin malalon leng di al kirbelaw ma a resident sektir adi hangar belaw Matiga idel medel ngara 7 el ngaskel ata okel wase. Is there any well sabedel bora order logngela NDBP pol sabarin mo housing loan el ngaram angar arroy del lodurok la payment ogori in the future en el retire and sorry relocate and dito lumda salwase because ang maldira kamanamo tarireng salwase US Embassy amle klolo siga apply tulumda so asil makakaarura blirit and then they can rent it out and it pays for itself but they're willing to pay it until such time ang more nga tenant malwita ng sorin merbelaw man sorin ma-start del marura blirit raw eral retire mang tulungit ter maktilur tilo sa ere makpora press conference mlamo couple of times aktio bese ngatial gol malot kia makporo obil wase. Is there any way sa pedaloader lo ngala NDBP help pertigay ngal gel pelaw el malungin law really mar soldad sa baril afford mga housing loan.
So, gira mal mora el question. Marama NDBP adegal sa baril mistri alon tirgal ngal gel pelaw ngal ikra global. What's the number one reason? Do you think? No. Hindi ka udawdar NDBP. Nga song sa udawd. So a priority ra pala sira NDBP a first ang tamura other kira sila blur belo. Lugo mga amat tera udawd lo laba NDBP. Hindi ka problem. So what have we been trying to do? Yitera da turo obis ebol the tout lo ase medo se yero urte al NDBP ase lo sis about udawd. One, what do we talk about? Saudi loan. Ngargere alsis. Dirgar senat dongiri. Ongero, todo ase. We need a Palau savings bond. Ngara purpose a Palau savings bond. Bolsa del maigel udo ng ngara Bank of Guam, Bank of Hawaii, almost 400 million. I mean, I would recommend to them no. Sa kapora NDB, I mean kapora Bank of Guam, Bank of Hawaii. Mas kertin by loan lekor kami. Letika all about udo. NDBP has no money, but Bank of Hawaii and Bank of Guam is full of money. So the problem is not so much NDBP, they also give out a lot. They don't have the resources. Giran mo yaw itira asil increase a program and more programs. So a Saudi loan was one avenue. El Saudi dilu ase, tomo 15 million, if you want more, we can give you more. Hindi ka natin ambassador ase. Hindi ka siguro definition 15 yung ambassador next month. Hindi ka naman nakaklutin sa Saudi, tira ka lang mo sa Saudi. And more another Saudi. But that's where it needs to start. You have to start somewhere. Outside, this is an opportunity for them. Our soldan maral mega el project el maral mori. So there's going to be a demand. So why not have them participate in artel balumong maluil toy? We want to do it. Neutral bill. Hindi mo mga budget at more say it. But I'll just give you another example. Igel coins. Remember igel yeah, igel commemorative coins. Mnari a case for last 30 years it's ludo da dimna kalbor omsangara NDBP eba irirur traikren. Na omre ka case namot tutak rarav na hindi sel kombali amla decide mla gongyan miskita $1 million in back pay. Dire kalbor NDBP. And they will start paying royalties and more NDBP going forward. It's already been a year. We have not got the $1 million and we're not collecting anything because I'm not decided. I say, haladrutum subri. Akora, di elang, kung nasa kadala masang na budget, I'll give them a set na masang na budget. I want to sign it. Masaya mo focus sa igal bebe na tukol diri mal. Mukto to trail girela abalur belaw. Because remember in the last year, and this would be sumaksari mo third bill, and what are they all on? Budget, supplemental, continuing, and this is budget again. Nothing else. So we need to the focus around rest around kat bigilera olbira kalulang. Magkatay ng sew.
Di ame kultur garga make sure NDBP amo sabril grant loan le. Tadi lord tilwa sendi als in mala loan le take care of island.
Given mo understand the problem. If NDBP has more money, then until next policy say, now we can loan out more outside because we need more customers. If they don't have enough money to take care of our bailout, as a policy in the increasing more outside, you have to take care of our bailout first. Is that fair?
Yeah, hopefully I'm sure to ranks
Oh, so katay yourself. The malso other head per tier, but remember, atang arbelaw, adire ka line up. And detail gururtia, find more money long gegarabang. And that's what we've been doing. So the other thing that NDBP is doing is they're trying to get a deposit taking ability. So apply sa license at FIC. Again, timla apply, timla kalak 3, so they have to apply again. So they're going to apply again. Hopefully sa dire mo yun. Ika dire encourage it trigan ngaligad. Buy Palau savings bond, buy now though the NDBP kira ablur bela. That's one way you dire contribute more ablur bela, and then you can loan out. Okay? So it's we got to work together. Yeah. So Mari. The Malawil question.
Sel President Kamsada tele kal ay kagid al revenue sources sel ngani sel la al kagid al mugal karaba savings fund sendi kal already ngayon la al alora government apply ni ano mga natin ka pending el requirement el kidel more ni mo sa apply la.
No, that's been an ongoing process. Of course, Dr. Yoshino explain our process. So we're working with the Ministry of Finance at Ablura Shaval to help us finalize the process and get the software that we need to operate it. So it's in process. So one thing more, hopefully, because that's something that we're working. So yeah, another way, and that was the goal.
Ngaringi sel la le pas alora belaw mo or top the condominium law I believe. Sel ang I guess ngaulunda sa set dati kang process and actually it became a law. Sel ngaringi pora ngani ako number sa blamwesel atal sorry lamol taraw malutom ara kay gitin to sa condominiums. I don't know how you define the condominiums in Palau.
Well, first you got to build a building, or at least design and come up with a project condominium. Di ngari are investors sorry develop a condos. And one of the things that will mess niya say, oy, sir, dirikan mura local, mar dirikan foreigners, and that's why ngari revision or propose the law more sa elite visa, okay? Sir, lang ngar olbira walula trying to help them more encourage our other develop a kandora abroad.
El asal elite visa ngari elite visa ada lakal dem nanya ula elite visa wasit sukum invest so much money abro bela itong sige el elite visa understanding dili kata digital residence ta naringisel babinir adra ulbili qorgaw wasi regulation ada kalmat sara alla sing sigura mutay del maragay del kura at new development sa condominiums ngara kura aurora ko allow say it and mutay it kwal PSL investment in this ways
Yeah, that's so say proposed a lot. Mga role bida kululaw.
elite visa
Nanti singir elite visa. Ngara sila reading Senate. So they're working on it. Other Senate mesa urgency rin they're working on it. Sel questioner til girela tel digital residency. Anyway, I na reviewing ma other la read and yeah, we need to amend the regulation more much. So, I think the intent was maybe this would be an opportunity to other make care belal trial the motor tiro say digital nomads. I say si rent tabla ngara. Unfortunately, there hasn't been really anybody available say. I mean, even though ngara regulation and allowing did there are other loss faring. So I think more importantly, take the proposing visa. Siya ba flow to that's probably a better system. But the naman mal-try role tean and cell amendment to my regulation is simple. We just have to rewrite the regulation, submit it, and then repeal it. I repealed it. Simply repeal it. Yeah. So I agree lang mga Senator Mario Girel sector.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, madam, di nga last three ko na din na so convention. Of course, it is International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Maria fashion short tir it sa Ramayo. That I say from visit. The regal so the also say December 5th, which is Friday. Friday at 3 o'clock. Finally, there's an X-ray machine na blo siya. Airport amo urio memori ayel ribbon cutting hopefully arada extra clock clear mo dapat saldi open sige da and they told me la se yel besam sirida memori AI capability mo help tira processing so and then one more till December 9 at 10 o'clock. Tira invite kami other media mo para ngari set opening or set transition facility regidara amuse hospital. Finally, namo staff them ready mo take care of 10 o'clock. Both of those are 10 o'clock. Halek sa tela Mr. Tutun look announce Christmas.
Sulang President sulang Jennifer Lomaklat ka. Misal Operation Christmas Trap bekerak loruni Amerikel momu ra December 7 ra 10 a.m. ang mora munes skocho munes osisul time December 7 ra munes and then morning 11:30 sing okay santada syawal mong December 7 ang ngaring ra munes ma direkal morang ayang ra 12 p.m. December 10, ang mura Toby, Puluana, Masonsorol, ra 12:45 mo 2:15. Ang mura December 11, ang nga Tablong, ang mura ngayaw ra 11:15, mabililyo at 12:15. Mungat maklamiw warat kuladaw, mo ngir sales ko gira Santa Claus.
Hindi rin aska legong okay. Dam sula Mr. Tutul gida lastly ang Bro, tema del Meringa Saul. And teacher del Mandar announced was an Excel press conference. Muriat tele del recognized employee of the year Galbecal Ministry, so we'll bring them here. Hopefully mla approve a budget and say the reward that tears the time. That was the delay, but I hope the time and we can do that. Hindi ngaria tigok sa recognized tier service tier recognize tirel sil silen tanjo birtir. Maria Jeffrey Kiel, ngara Info System Support, ngara Ministry of Finance. Maria Melissa Moses, ngara Milgayok Elementary School. Maria Edward Koenig, ngara ARF. Maria Gordon Kiel, ngadiri ngara MPI ngara Public Work. Maria Everlyn Niramangyor. Ngara Behavioral Health, MHHS. Ma Sar Dani, Perm Ka, Kaur Lasyon, she's a nurse. Maria Bembo, Ben Tonio, kadiri kan nurse. Happy birthday, kumran sulang ara service ramin mergi dara der belau. Adios on makaltangat terkami ulam makaltangat terabek na der belau, abalwa dara blur belau. Ma December 17, uktabi mada kaswas, on sulang.